This video was sponsored by HubSpot. So my first real job out of college was working as an assistant at a staffing agency. This job's starting pay was $15 per hour, which came out to about $480 per week or about $2,000 per month after taxes. This means that my take-home income was only about $24,000 per year. However, over the past few months, I've been consistently earning over $200,000 per month in income, a very big jump from the $2,000 per month that I was earning at my real job. And I want to talk with you guys about how exactly I did this. How was I able to go from just making $15 per hour to now making over $200,000 per month in income? Because folks, not that long ago, I was sitting in the same exact spot as you, and then I finally opened my eyes. So I never told anybody this except for my immediate family, but back in 2015, after spending 4 years of my life in college, I actually failed to graduate. You see, I never actually applied myself in college because I've always hated school. And so here I am in 2015, this young kid fresh out of college, $30,000 in student loan debt with no college degree to show for it. This means I had zero prospects out of college, and because of that, my first real job out of college was as an assistant at a staffing agency. And honestly, this job was fine. It was comfortable. I had my own office, I got free coffee, I could go into work dressed any way I wanted, it was fine. But after spending 1 year at this job, I quickly realized something that would go on to change my life forever. And the thing that I realized was that every single one of us has a choice. We could either choose to just sit back and just go with the flow, you know, get a decent job with benefits, go home, eat dinner, numb your mind with useless TV shows or video games, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, get a paycheck, drive home, eat, TV, sleep, over and over and over again until you die. Or you could wake up. You could stop, turn around, and then start walking against the flow and realize that everything around you was conceived by somebody who was just like you.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much. That's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. And the minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will, if you push in, something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mold it. That's maybe the most important thing.
You see, folks, the only thing stopping you from achieving your goals, the one thing standing in your way, is the person that you see when you look in the mirror. Because you have the choice to choose between mediocrity or excellency. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. And so here I was spending 40 hours per week working this, $15 per hour job, using my time to make somebody else richer. Because remember, I'm working for another company, right? And this company hired me to leverage my time to help build their wealth. And so here I am spending my years of my limited life making somebody else's dreams come true, when instead I could be using my years of my life to make my dreams come true. And it was at this moment when I realized this truth that my eyes were completely opened.
Jay, you're gonna be the first millionaire in the family, son. Don't take that responsibility lightly. You have to choose to make that a reality.
That was what my father told me when I was just 6 years old. And so with those words deeply ingrained into who I am, I knew that it was time to make a choice. I could either choose to just continue working this mediocre job and solidify my destiny as just another tiny cog in a great big machine, or I could choose the opposite. And so I quickly turned in my 2-week notice and left the security of this job that was paying me only $15 per hour. And so here I am, no money in my bank account, no prospects, no college degree, no connections, nothing. But there was one thing that I did still have, something that nobody else in this world can take away from me, and that was a choice. At this moment, at the rock bottom, I could choose to give up. I could go back and try and find another job, maybe one that's gonna pay me a little bit more than $15 per hour if I got lucky. And I could do that, and I could just choose to, settle for mediocrity. Or I could choose to stand up, and in the face of all the odds against me, I could choose to reach for excellency. And so for the next few years, I put my head down and I went to work. I began starting different businesses, trying trying different things, taking risks, and not being afraid to fail. And step by step, each failure, each attempt brought me closer and closer to success. And last year, I earned over $613,000 from my YouTube channel. And this year, with the help of other businesses as well as my YouTube channel, my goal is to earn $2 million in income. And folks, every single one of you watching this video has the same exact choice: settle for mediocrity or fight for excellency.
Yo, what's up, Joshua? Just wanted to tell you I really appreciate you, bro. The way you share your story really motivates me. But let me tell you, bro, I need help. I'm truly lost on where I should start. What's the next move I should take? This shit's tough, dog.
Now, my story sounds good, right? But what about you? Because after you get done watching this video, after you've made the choice to start pursuing your ambitions, what's the next step? Well, the next step is that you need to start building something for yourself immediately. Start a business, start some type of side hustle, right? Start doing something that's gonna break you out of this monotonous routine that you're currently stuck in. Because if you just continue doing what you've always done, then your results will always be the same. When I left my low-paying job, the first thing I did was start a business. It failed. And so I started another business. It failed. And so I started yet another business. And guess what? It failed again. But the difference though is that I never gave up. I knew that each of those failures was a lesson learned, and that eventually all those lessons will compound into experience that would help me to accomplish my biggest goals. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself right now, but Joshua, I don't know what business or side hustle to start. Folks, my entire channel is dedicated to this exact thing. After you finish watching this video, go to my channel and just start watching my videos. I even have a dedicated tool that I built called the Side Hustle Database that will help you to select the best side hustles or business you can start based on specific filters that you select. But it's gonna be critical for you to learn how to start being resourceful. Everything that you need to be successful at basically anything can be found online completely free. For example, when I first started this YouTube channel, there were plenty of free tools and resources that I used to get my channel to where it is today. To get it to a point where I'm consistently making over $200,000 per month in income. And I fully believe that YouTube is a legitimate option for a lot of people watching this video. Plus, it's a highly scalable business. Now, one of the tools that I used when I first started my YouTube channel, and I still even use it to this day, was this completely free YouTube templates kit that I found on a website called HubSpot. This template kit comes with 5 customizable YouTube banner templates, 5 customizable thumbnail templates, 7 YouTube video description templates, and 1 YouTube roadmap and strategy template. And folks, this is literally 100% free. All you're gonna do is just tap right here on the download now for free button, enter your details, and then click on download now. And then you'll land on this page here where you can then download the templates. And so we've got the banner templates, thumbnail templates, and one of my personal favorite templates is the YouTube description templates. Basically, it just shows you the best way to format your video descriptions for several different video styles, and will even give you a checklist for each video style. For example, is the video title less than 60 words? A lot of people don't actually know this, but after 60 characters, your video title gets truncated, which makes it a lot less effective for getting clicks, which ultimately means less views for your videos. And so you just go through this entire checklist to make sure that you're doing everything you need to do to maximize the number of views that you're getting on your videos. And by the way, if you don't have Microsoft PowerPoint and you can't open up these documents, you can use Google Slides completely free to open up the PowerPoint file by clicking on File, Import Slides, Upload, and then selecting one of the PowerPoint files you downloaded from HubSpot. And the same is true with the Word documents. Open up the document by going to Google Docs, clicking on File, Open, and then click on the Upload tab, and then drag the HubSpot document into Google Docs. If you're wanting to start a YouTube channel, then I highly recommend you check out this completely free resource. I'll leave a link for it down below in the description as well as the pinned comment. Now, there are going to be some of you who are thinking, yeah, but Joshua, I don't want to do YouTube. But what else could I do to start making life-changing money? And the truth is that you're not really going to know what you want to do until you just start trying stuff. The first 3 to 4 businesses that I ever started were all ideas that ended up becoming nothing. But if I never started those first businesses, then I would have never had the confidence to start the next one, and then the next one, which eventually led to me being where I'm at today. And folks, just keep in mind, right? Starting a business doesn't have to be this big ordeal that involves you writing a business plan and starting an LLC. No, starting a business could literally be you just sitting down one day and saying, you know what? I'm gonna start trying to sell print-on-demand motivational posters on Etsy. And then you go to Etsy, open a shop, go to Printify, open a free account, and then you watch the video on my channel where I go into detail about how to start one of these businesses. And so you start it, you try it for maybe 3 to 6 months, and if you don't like it, just stop. stop. And then you try something else. Maybe you say to yourself, you know what, I want to start a YouTube channel. And so you start making videos, but then after just 1 month, you find out that you really don't like making videos. And so you stop and you try something else. And what you'll find is that you'll end up trying a lot of different things before you find the one thing that just works for you. And you may even end up doing what I did, which is going back to previous business ideas that you've already started and just trying them again. For example, this YouTube channel that you're watching right now is not my first channel. I've had several channels in the past that all essentially failed. And so what would happen every time is I would start making videos and I would be consistent, and it would just get to a point where I said, you know what, I don't really enjoy doing this anymore, and so I'm gonna stop. And then I would go and start another business. For example, I started a real estate wholesaling business called Cash Homes Plus, and I tried that for a few months, but I really hated doing that, and so I stopped. But then I kept finding myself being drawn back to YouTube, right? And so I would go back to YouTube, start a new channel, and just try it again. And so you see, folks, if you ever want to get to a point where you're making a lot of money, and I'm talking about life-changing money, then you have to start taking action. You have to start trying things.
I take you to this scene. 20 seconds left to go. You're down by 1. You want the ball. You want to take the last shot.
Absolutely. I'm not afraid to fail.
Folks, here's the truth about making a lot of money, right? There's not gonna be a clear, definitive path that you walk down. This path that people like you and I are walking down has never been walked down before. Because what we're doing is we're creating our own path, and that's what makes it so risky. When you go and work a 9-to-5 job, that path has already been created for you. When you get hired for a job, you have a very specific role with a very specific set of tasks that you have to complete in order to keep your job and receive a paycheck. But here's the thing, because that path has already been created for you, the rewards that come with that path will be very small. Whereas the harder path that hasn't been created, although it will require a lot more work, will have significantly greater rewards. And what you'll find is that when you start walking down this harder path, if you just don't give up, you'll eventually find the business or the thing that works best for you. And that business will start making you money. And then eventually it'll start making you life-changing money. Let's say that this business eventually makes you $1 million per year after taxes. You spend 20% of that, or about $200,000, just enjoying life, enjoying yourself, but then you take the remaining 80% of that, or about $800,000, and you start investing it into performing assets, things that are going to make you money even when you're not actively working. And so now, not only are you making all this money from your business, but you're also making all this money from your investments, and you're just getting wealthier and wealthier every single day. And now you're making more money in 1 week than most people are making in a year. And all of this started because 5 years ago, you decided that despite having no money, no skills, no connections, nothing, you decided to just take the leap and start something. Folks, the reason I was able to go from making $15 per hour, or about $24,000 per year, to making $24,000 in just a few days, about $50,000 per week, which actually sounds really crazy to say out loud, but the only reason I was able to do that was because I just simply started something. I didn't overthink it. I didn't wait for the perfect time. I just started. Now, folks, listen, okay? I understand that this message is not gonna be for everyone, but my assumption is that most of you watching don't wanna take the traditional route. You wanna be wealthy, right? You wanna be able to live your life however you want. You wanna be able to buy whatever you want, take vacations whenever you want. You don't want your life and your time and your money to be controlled by somebody in the HR department at your job. You want control over those things. Am I right? Well, then start taking control.
That's maybe the most important thing, is to shake off this erroneous notion that life is there and you're just going to live in it, versus embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.